M1. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Team Cookie Monster versus Team Confidential. This is a NAB, an NAB game coming at you here. Yeah, so this should be a good game. We're just gonna be hoping for some close games here. Hopefully, it is a best of two, so nobody will be winning unless it is a 2-0. But you know, even if that happens, close game. Let's just get into the draft right here. We see a ban out from Team Confidential in the Clockwork. Doesn't want to deal with the meta hero of the month that is the Roaming Clock. Been very popular just by boots on the heroes, have either cogs or more likely battery assault and just run at people, netting yourself some early kills, as has become very popular in this laning meta. If you have not been paying attention to the pro game, lanes have become super important in Dota, and the laning phase often dictates how the rest of the game will go. So the Clock, as well as the Jakiro, will get banned out from Team Confidential. TCM, however, Cookie Monsters, will now opted to ban out the Earth Spirit. Fairly weak hero in this patch that feels like a very targeted ban. Not many people can actually play that hero, or play it well even. So, you know, it seems like they've done some research. Maybe they played, Team Confidential played that in their week 1 matches, and they're looking to really limit their... I'm interested in what they'll ban second. Tusk, another laning roaming support. Seems like both teams don't really want to get roamed on a whole lot, but there are still a few left in the pool. Sand King, Pudge being the main ones. Sand King, as I said, just right there. With Jakiro banned out, a bit of a weird one. Maybe they don't want to deal with the pushing and de-push power of it, so maybe Keeper of the Light could be an alternative to that hero that these teams might be looking to pick up. Although if you do play Keeper of the Light, it is a bit on the weaker side for lanes. Doesn't really offer a whole lot of lockdown or much, but they go Weaver Ogre. I don't know if that's a support Weaver or an off lane. I think it's a very or at least meant to be a very open pick. Maybe make them think that it's a carry and have them counter pick the Weaver to shit, and then just, you know, have the Weaver play as support. The Ogre Magi is very, you know, early game oriented, can pressure that mid lane. Doubt we'll see any kills if these are the support combo though. Tidehunter being picked up for Team Confidential. Team James Bond. I mean, if it's an Ogre, most likely it will start out in mid lane, so, you know, Tide will have a couple of levels to deal with any later harass. The Phase 2 bans this time are really important because neither team is really committed to any kind of... I mean, I guess Team Confidential is committed a bit. They showed the Tide, which means that it's almost for sure a roaming Sand King. So you know that you want to have at least some kind of help in your lanes. The Ogre already kind of gives that, but not really. Like, the Ogre is tanky, but he doesn't really... Like, if you get ganked, like, Ogre TP's in, it's like, hell, who cares, it's an Ogre. He might not even have stun, like, it doesn't really do much. So they'll ban out the Storm. I guess they don't want... They realize that the Ogre will only do so much, and they don't want to... And they don't have a whole lot of lockdown. If this is their support combo, Weaver does not provide any and can get really bursted down by a Storm. Ogre, not really likely to get bursted down as fast as the Storm, but he only has 1 stun unless he gets an Aghanim, so... Team Confidential ban out a Queen of Pain. Not really seeing why they would do that one. I guess it's hard to gank, so they want the Sand King to have a mid that they can go on. I guess like the only other ones that I can think of that would be difficult would be TA or OD maybe, like because you can roam on Alina. Alina's very squishy. Not really sure what they're going to be banning out here. Could be really a lot, anything. It looks like they'll focus on the mid laner based on that first ban. They've got to be scared of maybe a Keeper the Light. Keeper the Light does mess with Weaver a lot, provide deep push, and the fact that they're picking up the Ogre means that they're probably going to be putting all their eggs in either their safe laner having a lot, or they are gonna like pick an OD or something. If they're gonna go with that, a Nyx ban could be very good. Nyx being very frustrating to play against as an OD because you know you get nuked down by that 4-second cooldown mana burn, and you take 700 damage, which is no small amount. But they're so they go for the Shadow Fiend. So they were focusing the mid laner. A bit weird that they banned out SF. Maybe they want to pick up a weak laner. Like they already banned out. Like what does SF really counter in the mid lane? I guess Ember, but SF can still die very easily to Ember Spirit. Like I guess I don't know. But Team Confidential immediately bans the Rubik. I guess they don't want to really be giving up an easy Burrow Strike and maybe Ravage. I think that's a bit of a mistake though, because the Weaver can still be a support or an off lane. Like Rubik does not say anything, so they go for the Jug. Combos very well with the Bloodlust from the Ogre Magi. Good let it luck getting views with Artesian. Yeah, all right. You know what? Yeah, that's a valid point. Feels bad. Alright, stream's over. Pack it up. We're done. No, I'm joking. So Team Confidential looking to pick up, I'm assuming their secondary support, or maybe something along the lines. Yeah, probably secondary support. I don't see them picking up their mid or their safe laner this early on. So in terms of other supports that could maybe help deal with them, maybe Warlock has that BKB piercing stun. Venge as well is not so bad. Warlock will have problems with the Weaver though, because even a support Weaver, if you get some levels of bugs, so they pick up a Necro. They show their mid very early, unless that's a support or carry Necro. I can't see that being a support Necro, so it's either their safe lane or their mid. Probably looking to throw it into the mid lane, get some early levels. Necro, very strong hero in this meta, can very easily win his lane, especially if there's like no hero like Shadow Fiend that'll eventually just get a ton of damage and like destroy him. Yeah, so I like the Necro pick. They don't really have much save for the Jug right now. Really, it's only his spin, which you know you can play around fairly easily as a Necrophos. Zeus is back, baby. They got, well, I mean, if that's a mid Zeus, which it probably is, I guess that is a pretty good counter to the Necro. It's hard to harass him out of lane though, just because the Necrophos does have the natural regen from the Death Pulse, and the Zeus is going to be able to burst them down. Even if he has that the Ghost Shroud up, giving him that bonus regen, unless of course he like killed somebody, which you know can happen. But still, Zeus, if he goes for a Veil builds, might which is seemingly common nowadays. The Veil also going to be pretty good versus the Tide, who is naturally pretty tanky. Team Confidential looking to pick up. I'm gonna say their secondary support, unless by some wonky shit this is like a Necro or Tide support, I don't know, with a mid Sand King, but Io is their second support. I don't like this pick. Io is very bad versus Weaver, very hard to play against as against a Zeus as an Io, because he'll combo you, and unless you somehow manage to have a Glimmer Cape or whatever, you're not going to really be farmed. You're not going to be farmed enough to live through that because you don't have the best strength game as an IO. Even though he is a strength hero, I think it's only like 2.1, maybe even maybe less, maybe 1.8. It's not a whole lot of viewers of strength gain, and Zeus is good at punishing that. Lycan banned. I guess they just don't want the Lycan to be just running at the Zeus and punishing him. I don't think I guess he's also pretty good versus Juggernaut, because when you're spinning, he's one of those heroes that can actually burst you down. He'll just man up. He won't give a fuck. AA though gonna be alright, actually gonna be banned, and I am going to really quick just do this so people in game can hear me. Not that anybody watches drafts in game, but for the rest of the game, meanwhile, we have Team Confidential. Looking at their last pick, probably their safe laner. A lot of things could go here. I'm gonna go for a right clicker. They could go for LC, could be a good carry versus this team. They don't really have a whole lot for her, and they can just put the Tide solo safe. They also could go, so it's a safe lane Necro and a mid Ember. Ember's not that great versus Zeus. He loses his shield very quickly on later streets, 500 damage, this is 350. I guess it tanks one combo, maybe, but this isn't going to be that useful. That being said, the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains combo was pretty good versus the Weaver, holds him in place, plus the Magic Burst is quite good versus the squishy Weaver and Zeus. Silencer. So Ember is screwed, and Necro is going to have a lot of problems. I have to say, a couple of weird drafts. Maybe it's a support Zeus mid Silencer? I don't know. I'm very interested in see how both teams lane this, because it could be a safe lane Ember. Interesting to note the IO and Necro combo. The IO can heal the Necro for double, if he's with his got his Ghost Shroud on, and the Death Pulse will help heal double if it hits the IO. I don't really know who has the better draft. I'm tempted to say the Cookie Monster, Team Cookie Monster, but it really could go either way. I feel like both teams have pretty decent team fight. That always bugs like that. I don't think that's ever been a problem, but we will see. We shall see which team will. I don't think it's draft either way. It might be a little bit favored for Team Cookie Monster, but have I cast? Didn't I? He was just randomly in the lobby, I think, for my team or for some other game. I remember this guy. It was really confusing, and nobody really knew who he was. Guess he's on this team. We found him. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the heroes. We've got the players. We've got E-Cricket playing the Tide Hunter. We got Ember being played by Turkey Club. I guess that's a stand-in, or maybe the team is just not working. Io is going to be played by F2K. We got Necrophos being played by not my nuts, but our nuts. Sharing is caring. And we got Cafe? What is that? Cafe. Played by the Sand King. Looks like they're paying out the ward, so it is a support Silencer, which will be played by Terpsfan, 1989. Meanwhile, it will be a mid Zeus, going for that bottle rush on Ibi525. Offlane Weaver being played up by the Panda. Panda86, not playing the Panda, Brewmaster. The Pie Man, 35. I'm probably just going to be calling him Pie Man. Ready to smash his pie in some faces as this ogre. And Cookies and Pies. Wow, a lot of Cookies and Pies playing the Juggernaut. You got the Pie Man, you got Cookies and Pies, and you got a panda to eat your cookies and pies. So no really weird smoke plays right now. Looks like the Sand King going to be doing a little bit of a block mid for the Ember. So his lane will be a little bit more favorable in terms of that. And they're having the Tide solo safe lane against the Weaver, and they're going to be running this aggro dual lane of the Necro Io. Bit of a weird skill build to start off here. Arnut's skilling up the Heartstopper aura. I really feel like he is going to struggle staying in the lane and making favorable trades against the supports of Cookie Monster. Meanwhile, mid lane should be relatively even. Flying Courier queued up for the Zeus, the legendary support from the mid lane. Hello here, I am a 4K player who reported Slasher for playing mid Zeus and buying Flying Courier, Beck, and 13 Souths. Is that a good Slasher? I don't know, I can't even hear myself. But we shall see how this works out. I wouldn't have actually even skilled Flame Guard level 1. Like, there's no way that it works. I think you just go the chains. Oh, meanwhile, top lane, nice little play here with the Sand King stunning out onto the Silencer. The counterplay with the spin as well as the last word. Gonna be bringing down this Sand King. First blood going towards cookies and pies. Although he does take quite a bit of damage. They did not quite have the burst, and I like maybe if they had the Death Pulse, this might have been different. The nuke might have been enough, especially because it also heals. So nice little play here, putting out an early lead for this tri-lane. Maybe we'll see a pull soon as well, bringing this into it's only a single pull. We'll see if he can connect it, or if he does connect it, so that the lane won't push. Turkey Club off to a very nice start versus the Zeus, 10-0. No denies at all, but is a bit ahead. Not even going for, like, that's just money left on the table right there. Like, that should not happen. But I'm gonna be rude. It's just like so much experience. Like, come on, bruh. That's a range creep. Sand King smoked up here. It's running out, but the wave is quite pushed. Bit of a dangerous play. The smoke is running out, but Zeus actually going for the rune with that bottle, and this might be his doom. He doesn't even get it. He sees the Sand King from the high ground. Turkey Club got the level 2 shield. Gonna use the Searing Chains as well. Stun up in 5. Doesn't look like it's gonna be needed. The last auto attack will be dealt by him. The Flame Guard remained up the whole time, as there was no mana. Maybe. I don't even think it's not enough, is it? 175? It's 200. Yeah, it's not wouldn't have been enough. Top lane, spin play out onto the Necrophos. He's gonna pop another Death Pulse, but it's not gonna be enough heal to heal through the Juggernaut spin. And he will fall. So this aggro lane really not working out. That failed first blood attempt, as well as now a second kill, going in their favor. Although the mid lane has been going much better for team, what's it called? It's team, not Complexity, team, it was something to do with Confidential, there we go. I remember this. Team Confidential. I know these guys are Cookie Monsters because I love the picture. Love the TV show as a kid. But we've got Turkey Club going to be flying out a bottle. Has a salve queued up. Also appears to be getting ganked, but he's going for the regen bottom lane. The ward scouting that out for him, giving him that idea to go for that, and actually avoids a gank for it. Now they're going for a wraparound for that top lane. Looks to dive our nuts, whose testicles very soon will be in a very poor place. But they do have a little bit of a stack here that the IO had before had done. Looks like they're sticking around to pick up the bounty room, and I missed a kill mid, boys. T-Taurus, my apologies. Zeus once again getting brought down by this Sand King, and unfortunate for him, Zeus is gonna have problems in the mid game against the gap closer that is the Ember Spirit with that ultimate, and you know, a good start is what he really needed to kickstart his game, and hasn't been having much of it, but is still doing fairly well in the CS despite the dying twice. He is a Zeus. He does have quite a good way to last hit some creeps with that Arc Lightning. The mage that he is. Looks like Ember Spirit is opting to go for an Aquila. Yeah, going for an Aquila. I think he also bought a Quelling Blade there to help him with that last inning. He does have a double damage. If he hits level 6, the Zeus has to be really careful not to get gone on. So it is going to run out. No play made, but maybe it's better that way. He's going to be hitting 6 here. He doesn't know that the Ogre is there, so if he spots the Zeus, it could turn out disastrously for him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, this Tide is just rocking it versus this Weaver. Top of the CS chart. Meanwhile, Weaver only 13-2. 5 minutes in. Ogre just trying to harass out the Ember a little bit, but he's got that Flame Guard. He doesn't care. And Zeus actually doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Oh, the chain went to the catapult. Searing Chain's only going to have 2 targets, and a bit too close to the catapult there for him, and loses out on the RNG. Now coming up to the 6-minute mark here. Another smoke play by Sand King. Actually skilled Sandstorm and an Arcane Rune spawn on top. Ogre's actually going to pop the smoke. No, he just misses it, and he's going to take the Arcane Rune instead of the Ember, although he might die for it if he goes forward for it. He's going to commit 2 Remnants for this kill. He's going to get stunned up by the Pieman running away. Sand King wants to go, but Ember said, hey, that's enough. I'm out of mana. I don't have anything else to give you, sir. You drain me dry, son. You drain me dry. So that was very heavy committal for an Ogre kill that just didn't pan out. However, Io tethering in, giving him mana, Zeus backing up. A bit scared here, actually, not even. They don't want to go on him. They said, hell no. Jug, not quite level 6 yet. Closing in on that, though. Necro does have the Growth Shroud, though, so it is very hard for him to kill him solo. Unless he gets, like, a full duration spin-off, but I don't even think that'll be enough. He'd have to play it very well in the Necro low, which, you know, Necrophos with a Death Pulse and an IO probably won't be. Tide now level 6, almost level 7, going towards a Blink first, not going for the more standard Mechanism build. Guess he feels this team needs even more initiation with an Ember Spirit. I don't particularly agree with that, but, you know, I think the mech would be a lot more value against the bugs from the Weaver, from the armor, as well as the burst regen versus the Zeus, who is now level 6. He does not have mana for his... Ooh, a little bit of a dive onto the Io. Looks like he got Omni Slash, so they will bring him down. A little bit of a gold, a little bit more gold. They're going for the Juggernaut, who is probably close to the top. Ooh, Ember going forward, kind of came a little bit too early there. Busted his load, but it doesn't look like it'll matter. Zeus pops his Mango in a desperate attempt to live, but it will not happen. Another kill for this Ember. Now 2-0-1, and picks up a regen rune. He'll have full mana to go for another attempt. And meanwhile, bottom lane, Tide committing that Ravage will pick up another kill. So 2 more kills going the way of TC. Ooh. As we say that, the Necro was in a little bit of trouble here, although the heals from the Io, as well as the stun from the Sand King, enough to keep him alive and keep this game even. So now the Necro is 1-1, and the aggro lane actually not working so badly. They did feed a couple of kills to the Jug, but they are both above, he is above this Weaver in net worth. Weaver is struggling a lot against that Tidehunter. He has low attack range, so the harass of the Anchor Smash going to be enough to really pressure him in that lane. And it didn't have really a lot of kill potential because of that, and the Kraken Shell. Meanwhile, some action mid lane. Zeus will fall, pops off that ultimate, trying to bring the Ember low. He's got the heals from the IO, but do the Pieman and Terpsman have enough damage? Is it enough? It doesn't look like it. Glaive not enough. Salving up the IO. He's going to heal up the Ember. Maybe even go in for another kill. Terpsman has to be a bit careful here. Are they going to go for it? No, come on. No pussy. Yeah. He wants to go. Gets last worded up, so he's just going to pop the Flame Guard. He faked him out. He juked him, but he could not juke. Oh, okay. Well, his chains got juked, unfortunately. So that would have been a kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane. Oh. These heroes getting very close to each other on the map, though. It's, you know, giving me jitters. Don't want to miss any more kills. No more T-Tors. So we've got this Juggernaut. Going for that Yasha. He's got already the Blade of Alacrity purchased up. So we'll see how fast he can farm that. There seems to be like a GTA chase going on outside my freaking apartment. Because all I'm hearing is are sirens. I'll turn up the desktop volume a little bit to help counter out that. So Ember went for the BOTs. He got them very early. He's going for Blade Mail now. I actually kind of like it. I usually don't like going Blade Mail like second item, but they do have quite a bit of physical damage because of the Weaver and because of the Juggernaut. So a little bit of armor as well as damage reflect versus a Zeus can never hurt. So this is actually a very good purchase for the Ember. Didn't go for the Veil build, but you know, the Blade Mail will probably do lots. And now a Blink on Tide, but Initiation top lane being made onto Arnuts. The IO's going in, healing up him as much as possible, but the turnaround with the Reaper's side will bring down the safe lane Jug. He's down for 40, and they're going to go for more. This Ogre is not long for this world. He can run, but 8 armor will not save you. And now, actually, the Zeus is rotated in. His haste is going to run out. They actually can chase for this if they did check. It looks like they spotted out that it was over, and they're pinging to go for more. They are deep, but the Tide is going to back up. So, but the rest of them say, we don't care. We're diving. Tier 2, we don't give a damn. It's 12 minutes into the game, sir. Tier 3, that won't save you. They're going to stun up. Death Pulse as well, bringing him low. The ult from him not going to be enough. Last word onto the IO, but the Silencer's going to TP out. And can the... Oh, he will. The uphill miss. I think he would have gotten out anyway, so everybody gets out. IO as well, TPing away to safety, and that's another kill in their favor. And Team Cookie Monster just seems like they don't have the answer to these early rotations. The IO pick working wonders. Normally you'd think that the IO would be very pressured against the enemy team, but based on their heroes, but he's just been making plays happen around the map, healing up the Ember, saving the Necro a couple of times top, and now with this Tide with the Blink, he's going to be able to get aggressive. He's still not going mech. He's actually going for the pipe, the hood as well, going to be giving him some extra tank versus the Zeus and the Silencer. I don't really think I agree with that. I still think the mech is by far the best choice. You can build it into Greaves, which will purge off the global silence once that becomes an issue. And Zeus, I think you've gone too far, son. He's got an Arcane Rune. Pussy's out, though, and now with this turn for the Silencer, is it going to be enough damage? No, it is not. Oh, Ravage, Blink Initiation, going to be catching out on it, too. The Zeus is going to immediately fall. This fun follow-up from the Sand King onto the Silencer. Pieman with TPing in, going to just drop an Ignite. And they will back TC. Just absolutely dominating in this early game. Now 4K gold up. Oh, they changed the net worth indicator. I like that. What's the current net worth? It's right around 4. I like this. Much better. Weaver taking up, in my opinion, the right talent. 6 strength, you know, kind of like way better than 30 Shikuchi damage. And Oh, that's why he didn't go for the Veil, because they have a Necro, and he's going to pick it up. Stun onto the TP to Juggernaut, and he's going to immediately die. Your carry's dead again, and now the rotation in Panda 86 going in with those bugs. Going to land them on a 2, but they've already disengaged, and now you've got 4 heroes mid and 1 dead, and all you get out of it is a tower deny and your dicks in your hand. Meanwhile, Ember's farming up. He's got that Blade Mail in around 20 gold. So he'll get that in just a moment. And he's going to be very hard to bring down. Especially now that if Blade Mail this early in the game is super strong. Normally like a 10-minute Blade Mail is something stupid, but he's got that plus BOTs, so he's going to have such a huge global presence. And they've already taken... Oh no, I thought they took top tower because the Ogre icon was covering it on the minimap. Looks like Necro is going for this Radiance build. It's alright, I guess. I'm not a big fan of the Radiance build on Necro. I'm much more of a fan of Blink, allowing you to get those off. He's going to Panda bottom lane, going to be bringing down the Sand King. Trying to at least get the game back in their favor, but they do commit a Zeus ultimate for it. They wouldn't have gotten it without it because of the vision, so the bugs would have fallen off. So lucky for him that he's got that teammate there, and yeah, this Weaver going for a Lincoln Sphere. I don't think I like the Lincoln Sphere rush. I think I would have much rather see him go for a medallion or something, some kind of maybe Solar Crest. I like the Lincoln Sphere, but I definitely wish to see like a medallion or something, just to help his team, or give him a little bit of damage. And now he's actually going to get shackled under the tower. He's not going to try to burst him, but Panda doesn't actually ult in with the global. No! Goes to the other remnant first, and so he does not get the kill. Small mechanics like that ruining that freebie, really. Because Weaver was holding on to that ult for dear life. He's going to shrine up bottom lane, even though there's a regen right there. Gonna be harassing onto the Ember, but he doesn't actually have remnants. He has to be a bit careful here. But that Blade Mail making him so tanky with all the bonus armor. So he's going for Atos. I like this a lot better than the Radiance. Gives him some extra tank. Gives the team a little bit of extra catch or follow-up damage. Ooh! Now he's always playing against Capitalist. Oh, Blink Ravage initiation, gonna be landing on the 3. They're gonna stun him up, and now they're actually trying to turn it around, but the follow-up 2-man from... Oh, as well as the ultimate, gonna be healing him up with the Ghost Shroud, but the Juggernaut's just limping away on 170 HP. There's another stun up onto the Sand King, and 2. I think that's your carry dead a 3rd time, and now this mid as will follow. And, hey, that's a fight. Oh, we got a pause. So Dota crashed, yeah. Okay, so that's probably the update. I have display capture, so you can actually see my friend. I guess he's just playing against Cap a lot. Well, oh, he's saying well. He's pretty good. See, Capitalist, you got the Echo League stamp of approval. And I don't know why Echo League bot never works for me. Feels bad, man. So that is my friend, a roaming 4-position player who recently hit 6K and has been stomping pubs. The algo is doing his work. Force 50%. Feels bad. Yeah. For those of you who are new to the ways of ranked Dota, forced 50% is the bane of everyone. Basically, it is the concept that Dota wants you to have a 50%. Yeah, 1k5 in 3 months was way too much. Okay, so we shall see. Oh, now Panda getting moved on a bottom lane doesn't get brought down though with that ult. I need to talk all the time. Exactly, dude. All the time. Fill up all the space. Zeus, that's like I think the 4th time he's checked this area for wards. he like believes that the wards are gonna get revealed. Panda really just getting pressured bottom lane. Turkey really wants this kill. He's horny as fuck right now. And he can't decide. Is he going for Battle Fury? I think he wants to go Battle Fury. He's doing the BF build, old school Ember, and he actually ults back into, oh, smoke pop. Zeus is there. They don't know if they have to follow up. The bolt actually misses. That's going to be a lot of burst damage, not going to be there, and he might get out because of it. Io's rotating in with the relocate, healing the Ember back up. And they're porting in their Tide. He's got Blink, no Ravage for 40. He's actually going to get a 3-man Anchor Smash off. Not every day you see that. Meanwhile, their Embers port back in with the Io going in onto the Weaver. He's got his ult up again. He will pop it, but will he still fall? They're porting out on the Pieman. The follow-up from the Sand King is enough. They bring him down. A bit of a misplay there. He Shakuchi'd and then ulted. So he didn't have it up for a couple of seconds, which did spell his demise. But yeah, that was a bit of a misplay there. The Zeus bolting for vision did not end up landing on the Ember and just ended up failing, and game was good, but not good enough for him. So Zeus now going for this Force Staff. I think I like Blink a little bit better, but he is a bit on the poor side. Has a nicer build-up, gives him some mana, and Pieman? Have you gone too far? I think he has, and he's gonna get brought down with the Reaper's Scythe, dead for 40 seconds. It is only level 1 though, so he did miss out on an extra 10 seconds of respawn time. But that will transition into a tier 2 tower that failed gank, and that's failed smoke gank even, so now they're down to smoke. And Zeus using those shrines for some HP and mana. They actually don't get the tier 2. It is within deny range. Panda going in. They're going to pop the global Omni Slash as well. It is level 2, and that looks to be enough to bring down that Tide Hunter. Now they're going to chase for more. Onto the Silencer. He's got the Atos, so he has to be careful to turn around from the Sand King with the stun and the vision. He's going to be forced to pop that ultimate. Now Hasted Juggernaut. Has no mana though. Closing in on that Manta style though, but there's a Ember in here in the trees. He's actually kind of trapped here. The Io gonna be tethering in, breaking the trees, and the turnaround. They're gonna be able to bring down both the Jug and the Weaver, and now they're looking for more. Pieman, well, let's just say that they were stolen. Stolen, and it was not by the Jugger, Cookies and Pie. And that's 3 dead once again, and just, it seems that at every turn, TC are just outmaneuvering Cookie Monsters. That is now a blink, a 21-minute blink on your support Sand King. This is your 4th position player. Or, no, 5, oh, no, never mind. For a second I thought I clicked on the IO. I was like, holy crap, IO's loaded. Like, I wish I was that rich at 21 minutes. But we all know he's actually a pleb. He has no companion cube Arcana. So he will forever be a pleb in our eyes. I'm sorry, sir. It doesn't matter how well you play on IO. What is his score at now? 2-1-12. What a god. I mean, not really a god, because no Arcana. Arnuts looking to go for that Aghanim. Super nice ultimate there. Upgrade there. Reducing the cooldown on his ult to 20 seconds. So, watch out, because hide your wife, hide your kids, everybody's getting that Reaper's Scythe. Zeus finally finishing up that Force Staff, but is really quite too poor. You can see middle of the road on net worth, and enemy mid laner has 7,000, over 2 times his net worth. 7,000 ahead of him. And Ember with this old school build, Battle Fury, bots, went the Blade Mail for the Zeus, you know, just like, what are you gonna do? And looks like Silencer's been caught out now. He's gonna silence up Tide, but you were not safe. You were not prepared. Never seen that video, go check it out. Manta Style finally up for the Juggernaut. It is fairly good time, considering that he has 4 deaths. Which is not what you want to see, and yeah, you can see Panda realize, ooh, Pieman also getting picked off by a relocate? Nope, not even a relocate, just the vision. Panda realizing that he needs to tank up a bit. He's not going to be able to get the link in, and he goes Dragonlance. He's got the power trades, keeping him on strength, putting him at a pretty solid 1600 HP. Juggernaut going for the Diffusal Blade, very good versus the Ember Spirit. Can purge off that shield, and they lose 2 tier 2 towers. Io picking up that last hit. Oh my god, what a god. It's been a while since I've seen an old Ember build that wasn't me doing it. Or that wasn't in a game where there was like a PL or something, or I don't know, some sort of mass illusion hero like a Naga or a Terrorblade. Well, I guess the magic damage build is also really good versus Terrorblade for the burst. But ooh, they're gonna catch out the Weaver, or the Zeus rather, but they're gonna be forced to drop the global, and Panda's in a bit of trouble here. He's gonna, ooh, the stun's just barely gonna miss. Intuition just a bit off there, and he'll make himself away. But now they have no global, and this could be an objective here for TC. Team Confidential could take Roshan. They could go high ground. Their Roche lineup is quite bad, but oh, they're gonna find a stun onto him, and they're gonna catch him out with the Ato, so they have the vision. They're gonna pop the ult immediately, but it's not enough damage. It's still only level 2, but yeah, Weaver's still dead as hell. You dead, son? Necro DCing. Looks like we have problems. Maybe it's because of the update. We shall see, but game is looking very, very difficult right now for I'm gonna turn up the audio a bit. The game I will turn down this just a bit. Hopefully that'll balance it out. Oh, that is a Skype call that I will not be picking up. So, Tide now with the completed blink, going for the mech finally, or the Greaves rather, to deal with that global. The mech, the pipe is going to be really limiting the impact of the Zeus, especially now that he's so poor. Can't really afford to spam nearly as much as a lot of his spells nearly as much as he wants to. You can see only 1,000 max mana. Goes through half of that with just 1 round of spells, but that is the price you pay for losing your lane, although not 100% his fault. He did get ganked a hell of a lot. Lots of pings going out. Maybe they see the Ember? I don't know how to switch between fogs on teams, actually. There's like a hotkey for it. But yeah, XP and gold lead, super big. Now they've got 16k up for TC and 15k experience, and that's a lot. Like, when you look at the hero levels, you got level 7 Ogre. The Io is level 11 in Io. The Ember's going to be level 20 soon. About halfway there, and he's going to be getting that either plus 10 armor or 500 Flame Dart absorption. I'm interested to see what he goes for. The Flame Dart absorption isn't quite as good as the armor, just because or normally, under normal circumstances, but it might be a little bit more value here because the only real physical damage he has to worry about is the Juggernaut. Like, you know, Weaver, of course, but, like, not really hitting hard at this point in the game. So if you go for the Flame Guard, you might actually get some damage out before the Zeus absolutely destroys it, because, you know, you have to deal 1,000 damage. He's got the damage, actually. What, 350, 325, and 145? Couple, but you'd still need 1, 2, 3. Do we have an admin watching? I think it's up to the players to keep track of the boss time. Looks like Juggernaut has gotten bored, has resorted to drawing on the minimap, and we have some thrilling stuff here for you boys and girls. Not that they can see that, but we're going to be drawing penis. Look at this quality entertainment right there. Actually, we gotta redo that, because you see, the problem is that the penis was not penetrating the dire base, which is probably what's gonna happen in just a moment. Just DC'd randomly. Well, welcome to Dota, the most thrilling paused game in the world. But Ember Spirit closing in onto this Daedalus. Already talked about the mech. I think that is the Arnut's got. Okay, so he's around 800 gold short on the Ags. I don't know why it's not showing that he's got anything else queued up. Sand King got around 1500 gold. He could go for Yules or Force Staff, maybe. He could also go. Glimmer's not that important. Glimmer could be good, or E-Blade. Not E-Blade, Ghost to Ghost Scepter to deal with the Juggernaut. If he gets ultied, you can just drag the Jug away instead of just going invis and leaving his team to deal with the bounces. That being said, the Juggernaut is only level 14, so he won't have a level 3 Omni Slash for quite a while. Once he hits that level 15 mark, I'm not really sure if he's going to go for the armor or the attack speed. I don't think the armor is that valuable, considering the only physical damage is the Ember Spirit, and you know, Ember Spirit also has a ton of magic damage, so I think the attack speed might be a lot more value this game. I don't think the 7 armor is going to do nearly as much as you would want it to. Zeus is opting to go for an Aether Lens just to increase his range and mana regen a bit. I can agree with that. It is like he's just gonna get caught out way too often with where he is right now, and he's pretty much on full poverty mode right now. Can't do a whole lot about that. And a maxed Ignite over Bloodlust. Really disagree with this. Just because, like, you're super far behind, this isn't going to do much. You need to max out that Bloodlust. Get your carry farming. Get him shredding through people. It is a good value point, but... Oh. Zeus actually getting caught. They totally airball on the stun there. For some reason. But they're going to be going high ground here. Io is not there. I guess they're controlling the Necro. It looks like Io is controlling the Necrophos. They just want to go. So we are dealing with a 4v5. I guess they really think that they have enough damage in the tank. We'll see if the Io is a god enough and can micro 2 heroes. Blink, Ravage, it's only going to be landing on a 3. I said only, but that's quite a lot. Epicenter follow-up, they managed to bring down the Ogre, but that's it. Now the Omni Slash already been committed. Everybody is quite low. They're going to be running themselves out of there. No Io healing in the Ember up, and he might actually fall for this. 600 gold in his on the Weaver's favor, and now they're turning around Atos as well onto the Juggernaut, trying to disengage here, but Arnuts is in a whole lot of trouble. Our poor precious Nuts, now he's going to die. Does not get them out. And really just a disaster there. Without the heal from the Io, the Ember just did not have the tank and did not have enough in the bank to get himself out of there, out and away. Now Weaver going back for that Lincoln Sphere, now that he's tanked up a bit. Has that in around 770 gold. Jug closing in onto that Diffusal Blade, and they might get a tier 1 tower out of this, so... Oh, probably should. The damage is quite low. But they will finally bring it down. Cookies and Pies picking up that last hit. Once they have this mech, it should be a lot harder for them to die. They're not making a play for the Roshan with the Necrophos respawning. Turkey Club leaving a Remnant back in base. That's a pussy Remnant if I've ever seen one. That is the ultimate. But not taking any chances here. No Manta on him to try to deal with the silencer. Really kind of disrespectful there. Like, does not think his the enemy team has what it takes to kill him. He's just going full damage. So he does go for the 10 armor on the Ember. Not really sure if I like it. I think the Flame Guard is actually way more value this game than the armor, but you know, if he wants to deal with the Jug, like, you could always build like Shivas or something, right? Because you're gonna go for the cooldown reduction almost for sure. If he goes for the 2 second Searing Chains, I mean, I guess it's still pretty good, but you can still ult out of it on Weaver, right? Like, I think the cooldown is just way value, because you're going to be getting off more Sleight of Fists, you're going to be getting off more Searing Chains, you're going to have faster Remnants. Like, it's just very, very good. But, looks like they're trying to smoke up. Yep, there it is. 4-man smoke. Io once again left behind in base. Ember leading the charge, has a DD bottle, but the scan hitting them right on the dot. They know they're there. Zeus in a pretty bad position either way. And he's actually going to get caught here by this. Despite the scan, he's going to get forward, chained up, and he's just going to fall down. That's your mid laner hitting the deck for 50 seconds. No buyback. It is still a fairly short respawn time, but as he is super under farmed and super under leveled, in all honesty. Where is he? Yeah, he's only level 14 as opposed to the enemy mid laner's 20. And they're actually they want to go for this? I don't think, yeah, the TP's gonna get him to safety. Spin TP, they don't really have anything to cancel it outside of the Necro Reaper Scythe, which they actually now can't even get the Aghanims upgrade to it, because they can't buy items for him. So very weird situation we're seeing here, where they're being forced to play 4v5. Kinda super lame here, I have to say, but it is what it is. The Pieman looks like he's going for a Glimmer Cape, trying to mitigate some of the damage from the Ember as well as the Necro. Good for saving his teams. I have to say, I really like that pickup from him. Lincoln now completed on the Weaver, so he should be a lot harder to take down. I also can pop that Lincoln onto other players and try to avoid some of that damage. It also blocks the stun for the Sand King, so a lot harder to kill him right now. I would like to see him go maybe Diffusal, maybe Hurricane Pike, maybe even just like straight Bloodthorn. Like, focus down this Ember. He doesn't have any way to deal with it right now, and probably won't for the foreseeable future. Just creating a little bit of space there on the Ember. Terps fan closing in onto an Atos, but oh, so close. He wouldn't have actually gotten the chains off because he didn't use it, but just missed out on that Remnant there. On that, sorry, Sleight of Fist there. So Silencer walks away with his life, and despite the gold lead, it's feeling like TC can Alright, looks like they figured out what was going wrong with their Necro, and he's going to be coming back into the game. But will it be too late? Looks like TCM are bringing it back. They have for sure, you can see the drop went from 16 to around 13k. It was 12 before, and they're just out farming them because they have these bots, because they have these farming spells that they don't really have, this flash farming ability that they don't really have on TCM. Team Cookie Monster also don't really have map controls yet, but they are by no means out of this game. No más paz tiempo. Yes, I wish, but they do have, it is 10 total minutes of pause time, and I don't think it has been that. Plus, it is at the end of the day up to the other team after that if they still wish to pause. They could still be nice guys, but they are under no obligation to pause. Looks like Ember is going for Blink and going Shivas after that, so no real way to deal with global silence. I really think the Weaver should just get, he's going Deso. I don't like the Deso. Deso is, I don't know. Deso is just not going to scale at this point in the game. Like, if best case scenario, he's gonna get it in like what, 7-8 minutes. So you're looking at like a 38-minute Deso at best. I don't think Yale's gonna farm it up in less than 7, unless they get a couple of pick-offs. I mean, he has 1,000 gold. I don't think it's good anyways. Even after the 30-minute mark, if you're building deaths later, it's just not value for the gold. Like, how much is Deso? 3,200? Or no, it's 35. But Blightstone is like, where is this item? Am I blind? I'm sure I am, and everybody's like, look, Deso later. 3,500. So Deso is 3,500 gold. Meanwhile, you've got this amazing item known as Diffusal Blade, which is 3,150, and it gives you more effective damage, a purge for the Necrophos Ghost Shroud, as well as the Ember Spirit Flame Guard, and it gives you Mana Burn. Do you like Turkey Club sandwiches? The important questions here being asked. No, but I like cookies and pies. Winky face, or Winky face. Cap. Damn. Kappa Pride. Shit. Alright, I can't get it off. I think they're all guys. I actually have no idea. If that's a girl, I'm sorry for the sexual harassment. Holy crap. What happened? Opa, he's got the Aghanims, and the game is once again a 5-on-5 or 2 match. Ember not actually selling the bottle for the Blink. I would have just sold it. I don't know what he's doing. I was like, just one more hit. He's trying to be efficient, but he failed. And now somebody's gonna like collect this Hellbear with no effort. So he's keeping the bottle over the Aquila. Don't really like that. The Aquila gives you armor. Oh, he poured the top lane, trying to put pressure on the cookies and pies. He actually spun a bit early. Does not matter. He still manages to get out of there with his little heart intact, with his little skin intact, rather. Scouting out the D ward on the Zeus, now working towards an Aghanims. I actually, like every time I see a Zeus play, they go Ags. I have no idea how good that item is. I think it's super good with the bonus lightning bolt mini stun. Get back! Oi oi oi! Russian spam coming out here. We have the Tide Hunter with the mech. Reeves soon to follow. Blink Dagger on the Necrophos. On the Yule's Scepter. The Yule's Scepter on the Sand King being bought up. Thrown out on the courier. Maybe another smoke play in the books, but Silencer. Actually, oh, he's gonna scout him? Blink. He actually sees him. Gonna get the chains off. Pop the flaming guard. Silencer's in a lot of trouble here. He has no force staff. He's gonna get brought down, and no need to smoke when, looks like they will still want to smoke, but no need to smoke with, Silencer dead, or they're gonna be showing the Ember Spirit mid, actually, trying to do a little bit of a tricksy play. Juggernaut going for the BKB. Feels he needs it, even with the spin. I have to say, I kind of agree. You can't be spinning every time, especially with the Necro as well as the Sand King and Ember. It's a whole bag of worms. Oh, what did he get? He went to 7 armor instead of the attack speed. Maybe it's the right choice. We shall see. We shall see. But they're actually going to get forced back here. Did not have a creep wave, so the back throw protection was not enabled. Oh. And will they be going with this waves? It looks like Necrophos is going to be manning up, hitting the tower. Io overcharging him, giving him some extra attack speed. They know their building damage is not great. They're going to be trying to mitigate that with the bonus attack speed from the Io. And they're not really taking advantage of the map here. The Juggernaut not walking around with the TP, just sitting in base. And this is really not what you want to do. I don't necessarily think their late game is that much better, especially than Team Confidential's. So if they're not farming the map, you know, they're not really getting value. And I cannot pick up Skype. The Weaver finally going out. Going to be doing a little bit of a wrap play top lane onto this tower. Probably will bring it down. Ember can port back, but I don't think it's necessarily what he wants to do. He's actually on cooldown for 12 more seconds. Stun onto the Necro. Global committed as well. The Sand King actually blinked in. He's going to use himself up, and now the spin from the Juggernaut being committed. Ravage catching everybody except for the Juggernaut, so he's isolated on the back lines. But the relocate actually saving the Necrophos on just a sliver of HP, but now they're running back. They've expended all they had in the bank, and now Turkey Club going into Epicenter, bringing down the Zeus and the Silencer. The buyback immediately committed, and now the Tide running for his life. The crit, dealing lots of damage, taking the Jug down to half HP. They're going to bring down the Ogre, the stun first, actually keeping him alive, but the Reaper's Sight bringing down the Jug. He'll buy back as well, and now Ember's going for more. He's just so strong. He's still alive, dealing damage. Double kill for him, and now all you have left is a Weaver and a Juggernaut with no Omni Slash, and I don't believe time-lapse. They do have time-lapse, but the Rax is going down. They glyph for it already, and well, that's just some desperate play, hoping to keep it alive with this catapult just a moment longer. Oops, stun committed, but the Lincoln Sphere is there. Ember pushing out this bottom lane. Looks like they want to go for 2 Raxes. I'm not going to tank it though, but what do they have left in the bank? They used everything, and all they could bring down was an Io. They've got no Zeus ulti for another 10 seconds, no global for 50, and no Omni Slash. And hell, Ogre might even die here. Stun onto the Juggernaut. He's got a Mansa, he's going to have Diffusal as well. Ember's going to get himself out of there, but they're actually diffuseled up onto the Necrophos. He's still got the ulti, so he actually has to be really careful here on both of these heroes. Necro doesn't know what he wants to ult here, but the Yules, that is a combo if I have ever seen one. And what the heck? He's going to use the time-lapse, and Jug wants to go for more, but I think you're confused, son. Your team is not have the backup here for you. Ember coming back in from the sidelines. Just pushing out that mid lane, trying to keep the pressure on. Juggernaut seems to have gone too far, but he'll spin back. And this game seems all but over. The Rax falling slowly, the Siege pushing in. Cricket not yet popping that pipe. He's got Ravage in 10, but the global is committed. Another Skype call, knowing the fuck out of me, and now the Zeus is going to be brought down with the crits. We've got a buyback from the Ogre, but at what cost? They've lost their Silencer. Once again, the Omni Slash is committed, dealing almost no damage, and the call is going to come soon. Ogre is brought down again. That's a dieback on him. You've got everybody down. No buybacks. Yeah, no buybacks on the Dire, and the second Rax hits the deck. It just seemed like stun on a Jug. They're gonna commit the ulti on the Necro, but he got the spin off, so no damage there. However, it's only a 20-second cooldown. He's just gonna be chasing him. Oh, stun! Is it gonna be enough? He was not in actually the fountain regen. Wasn't getting healed up there. But GG's called. EB's had enough. And game 1 goes towards TC. Celebratory Epicenter Ravage. And Team Confidential takes game 1. Game 2 will be up shortly. Hopefully. We're going to get a lobby created there, and we're going to hopefully get that back to you. But before that, I always do an MVP of the game. And I have to say, it's Mr. IO over here. This IO did so much work. Look at that. He saved the Necrophos in that super important fight mid. He actually was microing the Necro before when he was DC'd. He just did so much in the early game, healing up the Ember in the mid, making sure he could always keep the pressure on the Zeus, and they got so many kills because of it. Like, look at the Zeus score, 1-11. You'd think that's just because of the Ember, but that IO did a whole lot of work there. And I have to say that was the best IO I think I've seen in Echo League yet. So good on him. And despite a little bit of a throw there, when they were playing 4v5, it was very well played. So yeah, that was game 1 of NAB Team Confidential versus Team Cookie Monster. We'll hopefully be joined back with you guys for game 2 in a moment. And thank you all, and I hope you stick around.